August 10th, 2023. I'm Brian. This is the WNBA Lynx show. It's Thursday. We got 3 games on the slate. Do a quick rewind. First of all, do me a favor, if you're watching this video, hit the subscribe button. I got to beg for subscribers because I'm trying to grow my list. I appreciate you helping me out. Give me a little assist. Give me a little boost. It'll pay off later. Even if you're not betting these games, which I don't suggest you do, it'll pay off later because you're going to get some nuggets of information from me you would not be thinking of, and you're going to help you make a bet on either a college or a pro football game or in the NBA, where we're going to destroy it this fall. I'm looking for 800 sports bettors. If you're one of them, hit the subscribe button. If you're not, hit the subscribe button anyway. I need the views for my videos. I appreciate that. Now, let me preface this before we go into today's games. Terrible guessing the other day. I did not have a beat on anything, so hopefully you disregarded what I said and you went on your own, okay? Today, I'm going to go back into these. I do have a little bit of a guess that I like a little more than others on one of these games. I'm going to get into that, but I'll tell you what, if these things don't resonate with you, toss it out. If my info does not resonate with you and you disagree completely, toss it out. We're good. We can still be friends, still have discussions. That's what this is all about. Learning, growing, learning, and trying to get better at these things. I'm not the best at everything. I am good at some things, and I do see a lot of stuff. But listen, if your natural inclination tells you something different today, toss it out. We're good. Okay, enough of that crap. Let's go right into it. We're going to go Minnesota Lynx at the Indiana Fever. I can't get the Fever right to save my life, so I'm going to give you an opinion I have today, but I'm not going to tell you to bet this game at all because the Fever just can't win. They can't win, and the Lynx just beat the Chicago Sky. I thought the Sky was going to win the other day. I thought the Indiana Fever were going to win the other day. I told you the other day's guesses were terrible. Okay? Now, but let's go into this. Lynx come in winning on a second road game. The Indiana Fever stay at home. Line went from 3.5 to 3. The majority of the bettors on Minnesota right now, or actually the guesses, whoever's guessing on these things, I'm on covers.com, 72 to 28. I'm looking at that. I think this is a pretty good spot for the Fever, but again, don't trust me on this. I got both these teams wrong last time. But I'm just going to say I do lean Indy in this game plus the 3. But again, I've been wrong on Indiana. Almost every play I've said to take them this year. So use that however you want to use it. Let's go into UConn Sun and the Phoenix Mercury, because this is an interesting matchup, and this is kind of a game I'm looking at right now. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this. UConn just blew out Seattle on the road. UConn coming on their third, is it the third road game? I'm going to check real quick. I think it is, but I just want to be sure. Let me get up on here and just, yeah, it is. They beat the Fever. They crushed the Fever. They crushed the Seattle Storm. Both those teams aren't good, obviously, but they did crush them both, covered both those spreads. They come into the Phoenix Mercury, and the Phoenix Mercury catching 7.5 right now. Phoenix just blew out the Washington Mystics as a 2.5-point favorite. Now they're catching 7.5. Let me just go back into this for you because I think this is pertinent here. Obviously, the Sun, the Connecticut Sun, I'm sorry, I said UConn again. The Connecticut Sun is 21-7. Phoenix is 8-20. They flip-flop records, but Phoenix on July 18th, earlier, 4 weeks ago, they beat them. They beat them pretty handily by 6 points coming out of the All-Star break. So I would lean this. I'd lean catching the 7.5. I definitely would catch the 7.5. If I was playing this game, if I was betting this game, I would bet the Phoenix Mercury plus the 7.5 based on what I'm seeing here, based on what I saw just recently. And this 160.5, I'm gonna lean low. I'm gonna lean under. Now, a lot of these games have obviously come in over. I was wrong against it on a total for the Aces the other day. Hey, just being transparent with you. But I think this game comes in under. It's on 160.5. I think it comes in under that. So if you want to put two things on record, see how we do. I think Phoenix covers a 7.5, and I like the under 160.5 in this game. I'm gonna go to the last game here. Dream, Seattle, Storm, and the Dream. Crazy 5.5 points. Seattle's catching it home. Do I think this could be a 3-dog day? Possibly. Let's go back into the matchup. I'm going to say a few words about this before I let you go. I don't have a play in this, but I just want to look at this. I'm going to give you some numbers here. Both these teams, Seattle's actually 15-12 against the spread. The Dream are even at 14-14. Obviously, Atlanta has won more games than the Seattle Storm. Seattle stuck at 7, 15, and 13 for the Dream. Atlanta beat them by 10. In the last matchup at Atlanta, okay? And that was on July 12th. That's almost a month ago now. So we have Atlanta coming into Seattle, giving up 5.5. Seattle has covered 3 of the last 4. They've stayed inside the numbers. They've been a favorite in 2 of those games. So, however you bet this, I really can't say. Let me just pull up their last matchup. Since we're here, I sometimes, I don't know if this happens to you. Sometimes I start digging in these numbers and I can't stop. I go deeper and deeper and deeper, and I just don't stop. If you're that kind of person, you can be really, really good at what you do, but it can be a handicap for other things in your life. Just a heads up on that. But yeah, Seattle might be the play here. Seattle might be the play. But I think it's going to be an entertaining game to see. Whatever happens. Don't take my word for it on that one. But Seattle looks like the play as I'm just looking at this previous matchup based on some numbers. Anyway, Seattle plus the 5.5 as I'm reading it right now. It is 12:45 on the Eastern Seaboard, and it's 8:45. Pardon me, it's 11:45 Eastern, 8:45 on the Pacific, and which I'm in Las Vegas. Talking a lot, not saying much. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you next time.